Hi, babe. My name is Miata. I am a certified life coach, and here we empower ourselves, we grow, and we sparkle on purpose. Happy day, happy day, happy day. I hope that you are up, ready to get it, ready to sparkle, ready to get wise and get going and enjoy this beautiful day ahead. Welcome back to another episode. If you are new, welcome to your daily dose of sparkle. Hey, y'all. I'm excited about today. And I always say that because it just gets me going. It's like, girl, it's a new day. It's new things to learn. It's new things to do. It's new people to meet. And you can apply your creativity today, and it could just be everything and more. But I hope everyone is having a good day so far. If you're listening to this in the morning, happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, just happy moments to you. I'm happy to be here to just connect with you in this moment. And like I always say, I hope when you leave this moment that you are empowered and just open and ready for something new and to do something new and achieve something new because, hey, we all need it, okay? Today, I want to talk a little bit about character and giving. That's the topic of this episode. And I was studying in the Bible this morning and doing a little bit of devotion. And I just want to touch on devotion before we go any further. Devotion is pretty much like a guidance for the day. It's just a guide of word that you are being given to just help empower you. Just to help your day be even filled with more life. Because a lot of times we don't devote ourselves to anything that can devote to us because we're such in that mindset of, I got to go to work. I got to do this. I got to do that. You're trying to complete your task to where you don't get devoted into anything that can get devoted to you so that you can begin to devote your day to the things that's going to bring you more life. So that you can go forward and feel fulfilled in each day rather than being drained. And I hope that makes sense. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit just to give you a idea of devotion, an idea of just reading the word and anything that's going to propel you forward, that's going to give you that energy to feel fulfilled. All right. And I was reading in Proverbs. Proverbs is very interesting, and Proverbs gives you that, girl, you need to wake up. Like, you need to wake up. You need to get it together. It's some hard truths in Proverbs, okay? And when you're reading it, you're just like, oh my gosh, like, what have I been doing? Like, what is going on? It's just an eye opener. It's nothing to beat you down. And I don't want anybody to feel like when they're reading the Bible or they're reading word where you have to feel beat down and you have to judge yourself and judge everybody around you, because it's not what it's for. Let me just say that. It's definitely to empower you and just to give you that living word and that wisdom. And we're definitely going to touch on that because character is definitely developed through wisdom. What you are wise in, you can be able to build that character and help other people build character as well. And it goes into your giving and how generous and open-hearted and that your giving is, because a lot of times we can do things because we're supposed to. We could do things just to say, oh, I gave this, so I know it's going to come back to me. And then it goes into, did you really give from your heart, or are you looking for something back in return? Because anything that you give from your heart, It's not going to make you feel guilty. You're not going to feel shame. You're not going to even think about it. You're going to be so joyous in giving it to where it's built in your character rather than just to give, just to say you did something. So character is the awareness of yourself. Character goes deep. Character is built on your strength. It's built on your weaknesses. It's built on your knowledge. I mean, character it's you. It's definitely you, your personality, how you deal with things, how you take things in. I mean, your character is big, y'all. It's really, really big. And if you just really think for a moment and you're like, you think of somebody that has good character, like put somebody in your mind that is genuine, that they give from their heart. They don't look for anything in return. That you can go to this person and you can just vent to this person, and this person is always going to leave you feeling good or leave you. And that's like your go-to person, your loyal person, to where it could be somebody on the job that, if you always have a question, you can go to them because they're not going to be like, oh, here she come again. Like, they're genuinely going to propel you forward, a friend, a family member, a mentor, a therapist, somebody that that you could truly go to. And they have that genuineness and that calmness about them to where they don't get in your emotions with you, but they bring you up and say, okay, look at it this way. Look at it like this so that you can come out on top versus being beneath and complaining and letting it drive you into the ground, and you can pick yourself up to say, this person with good character has shown me how much I should value my own character, because character is big on your surroundings. It is the driving force to all that is going to align with you. If you have a character of just gossiping and negativity, and every time somebody comes around you, it's something, and people don't even want to be around you. It's just like, what is going on? Like, you sometimes force people to talk to you. Girl, let me call you and tell you this. Let me call you and tell you that. Like, you wonder why your phone never rings. Because it's just like, you're not looking at your character. It's like, oh, she must don't want to talk to me. Oh, she must be mad at me. But no, are you a person of good character for somebody to even want to be in your energy, to be wanting to be in your wisdom, where you can empower somebody to go further or go higher than they've already gone? And, sometimes we don't necessarily look at that as being a hindrance of, the things that we're wanting and we're desiring into our life. We don't typically look at our character. We look at our work. We look at what we're doing, what we're not doing, instead of looking at our character and see how we're building the wisdom and the knowledge, not only of what you're trying to learn for what you're trying to do, but the knowledge of the good character, the good heart, the doing things and not getting them in return, the just having that joy of giving and having that joy of being able to use your hands, use your mouth, use your limbs to be able to do and serve without it being something that you have to get. A lot of people, they'll work so much overtime to get so much money, you know what I mean? But it's like, okay, you're harboring the money, or you're doing things with the money that's not really, so much of a fulfillment. You're trying to make sure that you're secure, but your security sometimes come from, different sources. Security can come from just being out in nature to realize that you're alive, being around people that bring you joy. It's so much, security out there versus monetary security, which I know that that's important. but we're talking about aligning your character, with wisdom so that you can align your life with the things that's going to fulfill you, and make it even more worth experiencing things that involve monetary, because you'll be able to be in a good space to see that fulfillment of whatever which you're desiring. I hope that made sense. But, going into companionships, just talking about having, different companionships, different relationships. It goes into the character that you develop, the loyalty, the happiness, the not being stuck in your woes and not being stuck, in, oh my God, this is happening to me. What am I going to do? Allowing people around you to see their characteristics as a empowerment of, just getting you up and showing you this and showing you that and truly loving you out of your weakness, loving you out of your sorrow, loving you out of whatever you're going through, because those are people that you're wanting to be around because they have good character. And whoever we're around, we tend to develop their character. It just makes us comfortable to be connected with them when we have similar characteristics. Not everybody is going to be the same, but, you want to have that common ground with some people to say, okay, I can relate to you. Understanding is one thing that I read about today. Understanding is very, very, very prosperous. When you can understand somebody, you're not only prospering them, but you're prospering yourself to say, I understand you, but I'm putting my emotions to the side and I'm going to stay in my understanding, because if I understand the situation, I can give you advice and I can, lead you to in a way to where it's going to prepare you forward versus getting in the same emotions with you. And we like, girl, let's go up there and blow that building up, So it takes a lot to stay in your character, and it takes a lot to do things that you wouldn't normally do. And that's leadership. That's leadership in your character, to develop the same characteristics, around you. Because personality is different, it goes into your characteristics, but your personality is just, that side of you that is unique, that is different. But your characteristics is something that is in your everyday life that you have to think out of. You're thinking out of your character. Your actions are out of your character. It's showing people who you really are, So if you're not building that foundation, and I always talk about foundation, building that foundation in the morning, in the afternoon, however you're building on your foundation for your character, that's how you're aligning yourself with your everyday fulfillment in life, because your character is the driving force of everything, and when we're talking about character and we're wanting to have, good characteristics, it does not come overnight, but it's the teaching and the learning of your weaknesses. You're recognizing your triggers, you're recognizing your weaknesses, and you're turning them into good characteristics for yourself, because when they come up, you can recognize them and say, no, not today, Satan. We're not going to do this. I'm going to stay and do what is right and what needs to be done. Even if I'm looked at weird, or even if I'm looked at as a wimp, or even if I'm looked at weak, this is helping me build my character, because that's what I'm focusing on, the characteristics, so that I can be an example of somebody, to somebody, to really propel them forward. And it goes today with our kids today. They're looking for good examples, to follow. And you have to have good characteristics in order to be a good giver of this world. You're giving through your words, you're giving through your actions, you're giving, through everything that is inner within you. You're giving through your heart. So building good characteristics so that you can be that example of good giving in whatever it is. It does not always have to be monetary, and I always say that. But it's being a giver of good words and showing that you don't always have to be big dog. You don't always have to be a point prover. You don't always have to be that. Sometimes it's just humbling yourself enough to say, I'm going to be who I really am versus who people think I should be, just because I got to argue back and forth with somebody to show somebody that I have more power than you. No, power lies within your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. How are you going to show up for yourself? You know what I mean? Because people are not going to think about what you did. They're going to think about what you said and how you are. So how you're becoming in your character, how you're developing in your character within yourself, how you're learning from your mistakes, it goes a long way to be, prosperous in aligning with whatever that you desire and whatever is desired for you. Because that goes into the choices and the decisions that we make, through our emotions, or sometimes we're acting through our emotions and through the rush of things rather than our true character, and being in that waiting season and being patient and saying, and it takes a lot. You're going to get in your closet. You're going to cry. You're going to feel weak. You're going to feel this. You're going to feel that. But at the end of the day, you're going to have so much more peace because your character is going to be what people see, and they're going to want to gravitate to that because it's just like, she didn't really get upset. I did all of this to her. I said all of this to her. She didn't get upset. She didn't get mad. And they're going to want to come and apologize to you because they were the one that acted a fool. You know what I mean? They were the one that acted, out of character, because that may have not been who they really are. But your emotions, when you don't self-control in your emotions, you're not going to have the fulfillment of the character that you want to give to the world, because you're not developing your self-control. And we'll definitely get into that and talk about that. But today's affirmation is, I am building good character. I am building good character. I am building good character. And I want y'all to write that down. Meditate on it. Think about your character. Think about your weaknesses. And think about how you truly want to propel forward in your character, to build yourself up, to be an example, and be more peaceful in your giving, in your words. When I talk about giving, I'm saying like in your words, in your actions, the things that you do to help you build your character. And it takes time, but you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be understanding with yourself first in order to be understanding with everybody else, because it goes into the self is first. Whatever you give to yourself, you do to yourself, you will do it to somebody else. So think about your character. Write down some things that you are proud of yourself about within your characteristics, and write some things that you're not so proud about, that you know that you can work on, and face those things, and set a goal each and every day or each and every week that could help you achieve the betterment of yourself, and set those boundaries around building good character. I want to hear from you. I want to connect with you. Connect with me on my social media. My Instagram is iSparklebabe. My website is sparkleempowermentcoaching.com. I am open for coaching sessions. I do have a women's empowerment group. I would love for you ladies, even guys, to join. Facebook is Sparkle on Purpose. I am so excited to share this moment with you, and I hope that you leave this moment feeling empowered, feeling fulfilled, and feeling ready to step into a new version of yourself and look at your character so it can align with your desires. Have a wonderful day. Sparkle on purpose, and I will talk to you soon.